Alright, I wanted to make a video to show you just the basic uses of iMovie. So if you want to start a project, go to iMovie and then you're going to click on Create New, where that plus sign is. And then once you click on that, it'll ask you if you want to do a movie or a trailer. Choose Movie. And then the first thing that you're going to want to do is add one of your images that you have saved to your desktop for your documentary. So if you go to that folder, the easiest way is just to open that folder and choose which picture maybe you want to start with, and drag that down into the bottom of iMovie. It's important that you do this first because it won't let you record any audio until you have one picture there. So that's the first thing that you're going to want to do. You can crop your picture by clicking on that little crop thing, and then it'll get rid of the effect where it zooms in and out, or you can control that zoom under the Ken Burns effect. After you have your first picture, you can record your script that you've put together. And you're going to click on that microphone and then click the record button. If you don't have your script printed out, you might want to have it open in a window next to iMovie. So I have mine right here, and I'll have that right next to me on the screen so I can look at it at the same time. But again, you could also print something out so you don't have to do that. So you click record and wait for the countdown.
In 1918, a horrible pandemic swept the world, affecting roughly 1 in every 3 people worldwide.
Once you finish recording, hit stop, and it should have your audio recorded underneath there in the green. Now you can add some more images, and you could also add videos. I'll show you how to do that too. But go back into that folder where you have your images saved and start to just add them after that first one that you have. So I'm just gonna find a couple and drag them down in here, and you can put them in whatever order right now and then arrange them later. And I have a map here that I want to add at this point, I think. Here I'm messing with the Ken Burns effect so I can sort of control where it zooms in. It'll have a window where it starts and then a window where it will end. And I'm just doing that because it goes well with my script to do it that way. I also have this video, and I did that by screen recording. So if you want to screen record a video, find something that you want to play. It won't necessarily get the audio unless you ask it to, but if you hit Shift Command 5, it should bring up this toolbar at the bottom, and then you want to click where it says Record Entire Screen. And you want to make sure, if you want the microphone, you can click on the microphone. And then click record, and then at the top it just pops up right there to click the stop when you're done. So then if you play what you want, and you're going to want to full screen it so it gets a good picture of it, and I'm just getting a little clip here from the 1917 movie because I think it will go well with what I'm talking about in my script. So I just wanted to click on like that, so I'll get out of this, and then at the top you just click stop, and then your screen recording should just automatically pop up on your desktop of your laptop right there. So I'm going to rename it so I don't forget what it is, and I'm just going to write battle, and then I'm going to drag it in to that folder with all my other pictures, and then when I want to put it into my project, I can just drag it right in there, the same way I did the images. So now that it's in there, I can find the part that I want to keep in my video. So once I do that, I can click there, and if you right click, you can say split clip, or it's also Command B when you have your cursor over it, and then it will get rid of that beginning part that you don't want, and then you can do the same to the end, or you can just drag it to trim it as well. I'm also going to go back into that cropping area that we were in before to get rid of some of that border. So if I say crop to fill, I can kind of drag it in here, and that will make it look a little bit better. And then I'll center it afterwards. That gets rid of the stuff I don't want. Yeah, I think that looks good. So I just recorded some audio. I want to add more, okay? And so if I want to do that again, I'm gonna click on the record button. But see, it's not letting me record right now, and the reason that is because the same at the beginning. You need to have like an image that you attach your recording to. So I'm going to drag just a random image all the way to the end so I can start a new recording, and then that will let me record again. And again, wait for the 3, 2, 1.
So what did letters from soldiers during World War I tell us about the Spanish flu that the newspapers failed to tell us?
And see, this is my second audio there, and so I don't have to keep that image. I can change that, but if I delete that, it will delete the audio too. So you'd want to drag an image in after that other one, and then you'd want to then drag the audio over. So another thing that you might want to do is add a title into your documentary. So first you want to go to backgrounds and then just choose a random background. You don't have to use a background. You could also just put a title on top of an image, but the backgrounds are a little bit more clear to see what your title is going to say. And so once I have the background in there, I go to titles, and then I'm just going to pick a basic, like the centered title, and then you drag that on top of the background that you chose, and then you're just going to want to move it around and make it long enough to take up the whole background. And then if you double click on that, you can edit the text. So this is a great place to put my inquiry question. So I'll type that in there. So this is only the beginning of my documentary, but when you do finish your entire documentary and you want to export it, the file of your documentary, you're going to go to the top right where that box and the arrow is, click on File, and then say Next. And then you're going to want to save it to your desktop, and you're just going to want to give it a title. All right, and then save, and you're going to see a little wheel in the top right corner there. And that needs to, and then you also see the file beginning to be on your desktop, but it's not ready yet. That wheel has to start to completely fill up, and I just fast forwarded a bunch. It takes a few minutes, but once that's done, then you can see it changed and it's ready on your desktop. And then once that's ready, you can drag that into Drive. So you're going to want to go to Google Drive and have your file ready that you exported, and then just drag it right into where it says My Drive and just drop it in there. I think that should work. And so now at the bottom you see it says it's uploading one item, and the same thing, you have to wait for this to upload. So it says there's about 16 minutes for it to upload. So you don't want to wait till the last minute to upload these because it does take a little bit of time. So it wouldn't want to be right when you present it. Also, you can share it with Miss Bolduck by opening it once it has uploaded to Drive, and go to those 3 dots in the corner, say share, and then you're just going to type in your teacher's name, and then that will allow you to share your project with them if that's what they prefer. So I'll show you a little bit what I have so far with my documentary.
In 1918, a horrible pandemic swept the world, affecting roughly 1 in every 3 people worldwide. 20 to 50 million people died, including 675,000 Americans. Despite the name, the Spanish flu did not originate or was not the most severe in the country of Spain. The reason the Spanish flu got its name was that Spain was one of the only countries honestly covering the pandemic in the press. Many other countries did not accurately portray the pandemic because they did not want to appear weak to their World War I enemies. Spain was neutral and not engaged in the war, so they didn't need to pretend the flu wasn't as bad as it was. Because of the misinformation and lack of coverage in the press, historians have turned to other documents of the past, such as diaries, to learn the realities of the Spanish flu. So what did letters from soldiers during World War I tell us about the Spanish flu that the newspapers failed to tell us?
That was a rough overview of some of the things you can do with iMovie. I don't think I showed you how to add that extra background music, but that's if you go to audio, there are some clips that are in iMovie that you can also add, or you could drag in a song from your desktop the same way that you did an image. There's a lot of great tutorials and other demos on YouTube, so if you run into any issues, you could always look it up on the internet, or reach out to your teachers or your classmates. That was just the intro for my documentary, so the finished product would be longer than that. I'll try to keep this video up on my YouTube channel so that you can refer to it through all the different stages of making your documentaries. I hope you have fun making your documentaries. I look forward to seeing what you came up with. Thanks.